I've found a gun that I have never done on this channel before. Is it a Browning or is it a fake Browning? Welcome back to the shooting channel. Welcome back to the Browning medalist. Now these were a gun, I can remember these when they first came out, and I was about 15 at the time, and the old CEO of Browning, Andrew Young, decided Browning didn't do a gun that was sub £1,000. So, but they wanted to have an entry-level Browning to get people onto the brand to start with. So what they decided to do, and I know my father was involved in the setting up the deal with him as well, is they launched, this is with the blessing of Browning. So Browning allowed this to happen within the UK. You could only buy the Browning medalist in the UK. They went, because Browning didn't want to do it themselves, they went to Fierce in Italy. Fierce make guns for other people. They do make their own guns as well. I have had them on this channel before. They made the Lincoln. They make other people's guns. And they went to the guy and they said, look, we want to make an entry-level Browning. We want to make it with you, but we want to put Browning on it. So they called it the Browning medalist. And there was thousands of these guns sold in the UK. And I managed to get hold of one the other day, and every time a Browning medalist comes in, they did them in 28 inch, in 30 inch, they did them in multi-choke, came in a cardboard box, in a nice pristine cardboard box with a Browning gun slip as well, and they sold really well, and they retailed at £500. They went up slightly before they got rid of them to sort of £650. And they did them for about, I think it was about 8 to 10 years. And they were a brilliant way to get people onto the brand of Browning and move them on there. Because after that, it went to the grade 1, which the grade 1 Browning 325, 425 started life at £1,000 to £1,200. Obviously now a 525 is £2,000. They were... they had no recoil pad on it because these were in the days that people didn't really have recoil pads. They actually made, and considering it was made in Italy, they made them with a really, really high comb. So they made them height in the comb. So it was just like a Browning stock dimensions. Pistol grip. They didn't make them with a selected trigger, but they just had one gold trigger on there. Selected safety catch. Engraving, which is this engraving is unique to the Browning medalist. They had medalist written on the gun there. They had it on here, Browning medalist made by Fierce in Italy. Ventilated barrels and ventilated ribs. This particular one is a sporter, but they didn't really make a game or sporter. It was just one thing for all 28 inch or 30 inch. Fixed choke, they came with 5 multi-chokes, and I thought it was a really, really good idea. And does everyone remember when a Browning medalist came out? I think this was a brilliant idea, and maybe this is something Browning should bring back. Maybe they should go to somebody and say, we want to make an entry-level Browning. This is where the likes of ATAs, Yieldits, Koffs came into the market, because I can remember in those days the only thing you had competing with this was the Lamba, the Lincoln, the Betenzolli, the Silma. So now the Turkish manufacturers have come, they've kind of taken this market to storm. But if they did it again, comment below. If the Browning did the Browning medalist again, would it be something you would like to buy? Would it be something you would like to have on the entry level, or is it just a gun that they did and it just goes back in history? Comment below. Is it something you'd like to see come back? Let's shoot it and let's see how it's shot. They also did it in 28 bore, 20 bore and a 12 bore. Admittedly, the 28 bore, they only did a few. They mainly did it in a 20 bore and a 12 bore. I'm going to do 5 pairs with it and see how it's shot. Pull. pull, 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 so there you have it, 10 pairs, 9 out of 10. Again, for £500, this gun, it's got a recoil system in it. It barely recoiled. It's a little bit nose heavy, so the balance wasn't brilliant, but for £500, it's a starter gun. It was ejector. This particular one is 30-inch. I thought it was a really good. The thing that I was really positive about is most Italian guns come with low in the comb, because that's the way Italian, and the way this was built, they built the stocks a lot higher. So it was a cheap gun. It was an Italian, made in Italy, but they made it with height in the comb. So they made it to the Browning spec, but just half the price. So is it a fake Browning? Possibly, you could say it was a fake Browning, because technically, yeah, it's not a Browning, but it was made on behalf of for Browning. Was it a good idea? Did it get them onto the market in the early days? Comment below what you think of the Browning medalist. Fake Browning, not fake Browning. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I hope you've enjoyed this programme. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us to give you content like this. And I hope you enjoyed this film. If there's anything, any information you'd like to see, please email us or comment below, and we'll do our best to answer it. The Browning medalist, thank you for watching.